My name is Leon Thomas. Welcome to Real Thoughts and Conversation, the show where we talk about things that are pressing in the news. We talk about things that are somewhat controversial in the news, and we do it in a way where we allow everyone to talk. We do it in a kind and peaceful manner. We talk about everything right here on Real Thoughts and Conversation. My name is Leon Thomas. Let's talk about it. You're here for Real Thoughts and Conversation. We air live every Wednesday at 7 o'clock on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and you can see replays of Real Thoughts and Conversation all over the net, on Twitter, on various websites. We're everywhere. Make sure you watch and tell a friend about Real Thoughts and Conversation. Today, our guests are Mike Weiner and Rony Francois. Ronnie, Mike, how you guys doing?
Doing awesome. Good
Wonderful.
morning. Thank you for having us, Leon.
Thank you for being
Wonderful.
here. Thank you both for being here. Now, first, right? Mike, I know you are a Baltimore Ravens fan. We are doing this broadcast on Monday. We call it Colts Monday. What do you think? Ravens versus Colts? What do you think's going to happen?
Ravens 34, Colts 18. They're going down. I remember when
30.
the Colts moved back in 84. So it's going to be an amazing night. We start the morning with the interview with Ronnie and I, and we're going to wrap up with the Ravens taking care of business and taking the Colts out at M&T Stadium tonight.
34-18. Ronnie, any thoughts on the game?
I think so. The Ravens going to win, but I think it's going to be 21-14. It's going to be a close game.
All right. Now, what we're going to do tonight, immediately after the game, and actually tonight during our sports broadcast that's hosted by Jasmine Pollock, the name of that show is First Impression Sports Talk. We're going to show everyone your predictions, and then we'll see what happens after the game and run it again. So, who knows? Both of you could be the second coming of Jimmy the Greek. It's it's great to have you here. Let's talk about race in America and racism and your friendship. Mike, Ronnie, you guys have known each other a while. You're very close, not only in business but in your personal lives. Ronnie, tell us how you met Mike.
Actually, we met kind of like on accident, actually, because Mike, he runs this amazing organization called NRG, and then I was invited to the meetings, and at first I was hesitant about going, but when I got there, I felt the warm energy, the passion, the good vibe. I joined this organization, and then from there, well, we built a personal relationship. So not only are we also business partners, we're also good friends. We call each other brothers. We talk on the phone on the regular. Anything I can do to support him personally or his organization, I'm there, and vice versa. I think it's like a win-win situation. So yeah.
hmm Now, Mike, tell us what you remember about that first time you met Ronnie.
It was interesting. It was a Wednesday night. It was my Columbia Twilight group at the Doubletree by Hilton in Columbia. And I remember Ronnie walking in, and it was very quiet. And I've seen him really. I'm so proud of him. I've seen him really come out of the shell. His energy, his confidence, his business. He's all over the place now. He's getting great PR everywhere. But I remember walking up to him after the Zoom, and he was very soft. Or after I wasn't Zoom then. After the live meeting, and I remember him being very soft spoken. He had a lot of questions for me. I was impressed with him. He was impressed with me. He wound up joining NRG right on the spot. And that was the beginning of our friendship. I just remember he was very down to earth. He was the kind of guy you wanted to be around and just hang out with. And it was just an amazing beginning to what's now almost a 2-year friendship.
Hmm. So here we are. Now let's call out some things the way they are. We have a white guy who's running a business networking group. We have a black guy who was asked and told that maybe you should attend this thing. And Ronnie, you were kind of uncertain and if you wanted to go in, but you did. Now, in many relationships, folks look and the first thing we see is black guy, white guy. Ronnie, what were your thoughts about race when you first met Mike? And then Mike, I want to hear your answer to that question too. Ronnie, you go first.
So when I first met him, it wasn't really a race fact. I just looked at him like, hey, like this guy has a positive energy, has a positive vibe. I need to connect with him so I can get some of the energy that he has. Because again, he's the best of what he's do. He's a networking guru, and I wasn't really that good at networking. I was actually kind of terrible at it, to be honest with you. And I knew he had the answers that I was looking for, so I looked past that color thing. The only thing that I know is he had more hair than I did. That was the only thing. That was the only difference that I recognized.
Mike, go ahead.
Rowdy's got more hair on the chin. I got more hair up on the head. So there's the. You know what? I've never and you know what? I'm a white Jewish guy in my 50s, and you know what? I've never looked at color as anything. I lived in Howard County for 30 years. You've got it's like the United Nations there. Every color, every background. I'm more about people. Are they good quality people? Are they people? I really love empowering people. I've been studying law of attraction for probably 6 years now. Right, I just click. Color is so insignificant in the scheme of things. I'm about characteristics and personality. If you look at a skeleton of a white man or a black woman or a black man or anybody, it's all the same. And, in this culture, a lot of stuff's been set up and it comes down over the generations. But folks like Ronnie and I prove none of that matters. I mean, what's in someone's inside heart? What's the real personalities and how do we work together? And that's how Ronnie I've always been. That's how I've always been. I work with people at their level and color, religion, race, none of that stuff means anything to me.
Hmm. Now, Mike, tell me this. I've heard you tell others this story, but for those that haven't heard it, I think there would be some value in you repeating it. A few years or so ago, you were in the hospital, had some health issues. Tell us some about that, but also most importantly, what Ronnie did during that time.
Yeah, March 20th, right around the time COVID hit. I went in the hospital, triple bypass open heart surgery, wound up going to three different hospitals because the second hospital said they couldn't operate on me and make it successful. So I switched over to Hopkins. And I remember Ronnie coming there and we were just cracking up. I've always been the disco music for whatever reason. And we're singing Staying Alive by the Bee Gees and we're talking. And I remember Ronnie just being supportive. And I had very few people come visit because of COVID was just starting to take over. The day I had the surgery was March 13th, 2020. And that's really when COVID shut everything down. But I'll never forget Ronnie and one other person was there. We were just laughing and chilling. And I guess I figured if I'm going to go out, I might as well go out in style. And Ronnie was very supportive. And, it was a key area in our friendship because he showed me his support and his love for me from one brother to another brother, Leon.
Mm-hmm. Now, I've been on the other end of that when I've had family members that are sick in the hospital, and I remember what it was like to have people visit, and when those folks come to visit, you don't look at white, black, their religion, their sexual orientation. You don't look at any of that. You just see and feel a person who wanted to be there. Ronnie, why was it important for you to be there with Mike when he was in the hospital? Tell us your thoughts. What was going on with you at that time?
Because I consider him family. So, when a family member's sick, they're in the house, or don't feel well, first thing you do, you pick up the phone, you call, you text, you tweet, but then you also want to go see that person too. Yeah, I could have did like everybody else, most of the people. I could have just sent them a get well text, maybe dropped off a car, but I knew that it was important for me to be there to support him because that's how you know who your true friends are. Because when you don't feel well, we not 100%. To see who comes support you And then, support don't always require spending money and going above and beyond. Sometimes just being that person present, is appreciative. And, I might definitely appreciate that. Because I even remember after he had his surgery, because Mike has a heart of giving and a heart of helping. He had a triple bypass. He's still trying to set up meetings, trying to set up Zooms, trying to help people. And then I think that made our friendship even better. I'm like, geez, this dude just had a triple bypass and he's working his butt off. Well, maybe I could probably do a little bit more too. So even even though he wasn't feeling well, he was still going above and beyond. And he's still being inspirational to me, even though he wasn't 100%. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah. So, Ronnie, I want to hear more about that after our break. We're going to take a break here in a minute because you're saying that Mike just had triple bypass and he's still trying to figure out a way to help people. And I want to hear more about that after our break. Folks, you're watching Real Thoughts and Conversations. Our guests are Ronnie Francois and Mike Weiner. A great relationship, and we're having a very good conversation about race. We'll be right back to continue this conversation after this quick break.
Water. It's everywhere. We drink it, we bathe with it, we cook with it. Coffee's made with water. Toilets won't flush without it. It's used for washing clothes, dishes, utensils, pots, pans, floors, and our teeth. Plants and crops need water, animals drink it, and fish need it too. And don't forget, we can have a lot of fun in the water. Water. What would we do without it?
You're back watching Real Thoughts and Conversation. My name is Leon Thomas. That video was produced completely in-house by the team at my company, Leon Thomas and Associates. The voice you heard was that of voiceover artist Kelly Johnson. We have a full encompassing video team, anything like that that you need, or if you want to have your own podcast or podmercial where we talk about your company, completely your company during this show, we can do it. Contact me. My name is Leon Thomas. Go to my website, leonthetrainer.net, and you can email me at leonthetrainer@gmail.com. Again, the website is leonthetrainer.net. And I also want to bring one more thing to your attention before we go back to our conversation with Mike and Ronnie. Make sure you go to my other website, racquetballrevival.com. Racquetballrevival.com. We're teaching youth in Baltimore County, Baltimore City, and everywhere how to play racquetball. Our program is approved with Baltimore City Department of Recreation, and we're sponsored by the White Marsh Recreation Council, a part of Baltimore County Recreation and Parks. All right, let's go back to Mike and Ronnie. So, Ronnie, Mike is sick, right? He's sick. He's just had triple bypass, right? And he's talking about work. What did you do? He's trying to connect person A with person B to help their businesses grow. And he's there, he's laying there, he's got to be hooked up to monitors and everything. And what's he got, his cell phone at his computer? Tell me what was going on and what did you do? Did you smack him, take the stuff out of his hand? Go ahead, Ronnie, take it from there. What did you do?
Yeah, so he was hooked up to like a lot of tubes and machines and stuff. I think he had a laptop, he had a cell phone. Yeah, I thought it was insane. I'm like, well, geez, I ain't never seen that. Because most people after they had like a heart surgery, big surgery, they're usually taking it easy, relaxing, have to feed up somebody waiting on them. So I've never seen nothing like this before. I'm like, wow, this is really, really cool. This is amazing. This could be a teachable moment for me that, no matter what state you're in, if you really, really want to help somebody, want to make a difference, you can still do it. And then again, just by him being in that state and he was still going above and beyond, it kind of pumped me up to want to do more. And that's when I had that conversation when I'm like, look, Mike, there's no reason why your amazing organization cannot be in all 50 states, because at that moment it was like a light that came on, and I'm like, well, I see why he's so passionate about what he do. So I need to step up so I can help him achieve his goal, his vision. because I'm really feeling it.
hmm So his working through illness helped you see this vision. And now, Mike, when Ronnie shared that with you, tell me what you did and tell me how that changed a lot of how your organization works.
What's crazy is, at the end of this year, I've been doing NRG 22 years, and Ronnie was like, Mike, you can take this thing nationwide and international. And, I'm coming off triple bypass. I'm thinking, well, I'm going to go home, probably not go to meetings for a while. Little did I know God had something much bigger in plan with the coronavirus comes along, and now everybody's working from home. And it's amazing because literally we went from 3 to now 26 states, 4 countries. And I think Ronnie's brilliant. I mean, he foresaw this. I had talked about it at times over the last 20 some years, but Ronnie actually was like, Mike, you can take this thing nationwide. And then boom, there's coronavirus. There's Mike Weiner reinvented working from home with Zoom. And everything Ronnie said is not only has it manifested, but it's gone even, I think, bigger than even Ronnie and I thought, because now we're in 4, soon to be 5 countries, and we'll be in every state by next year. But, Ronnie was as inspirational for me as well, Leon, because we had already developed the friendship. And I've always tried to lead by example without really thinking about it. I think true leaders, a lot of people talk the talk, but you got to walk the walk when it's said and done. People are very smart, people are intelligent. Everybody watches everybody. And I remember laying in the bed, I'm like, I just want to get back to helping people. I felt bad that I was in the hospital. I'm like, I don't want this to happen again. I want to get out and I want to start serving and helping people. And because we were transitioning from live to Zoom, I still had work to do, even though I was hooked up to a million different tubes. So, for everything Ronnie has said about me, I feel the same way about him. And that's why we've got a very special, almost indescribable brotherhood. And I wish everybody has a friend as unique as Ronnie is to me, Leon. It's just amazing.
hmm
Amazing.
Great. Now we've talked about your company some. What I want to do in the few minutes that we have remaining, Ronnie, tell us what you do in your business and how folks can contact you. Mike, I want you to do the same. And then after that, we're going to finish up and get your thoughts about race in America. So Ronnie, you go first. Tell us about your company and how folks can get in touch with you. And then Mike, you jump in and do the same.
All right, thank you. Again, my name is Ronnie Francois, the credit hero. I basically help people with less than perfect credit, help them repair their credit, rebuild their credit, and also give them the tools and the knowledge how to maintain and build the credit too. And I'm also an author. It's called Break This Cycle. You don't have to live with bad credit. And Mike is a contributing author in that book too. So that's very, very important. So if somebody want to reach out to me, they can find me on Instagram, Mr. Ronnie underscore credit hero. Or they can even Google my name. So, that's how you know you up there when they can Google your name, Ronnie Francois, the credit hero. Or they can just call me, 443-738-5529.
All right, give me that phone number again, please, Ronnie.
443-738-5529.
All right, great. Thank you. Mike, go ahead and tell us about NRG, and then we're going to have one final discussion about race.
Sure.
Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, appreciate it, Leon. Again, thank you so much. Mike Weiner, CEO of Network Referral Group, and doing this will be 22 years by the end of this year, December 2021. We are a full service networking organization committed to helping you grow. You actually will get on the spot referrals. If you've been to a leads group, we are not a leads group. We're a full service networking group, and we're going nationwide. We're in 26 states, soon to be every state, multiple countries. You can reach me multiple ways. The website is nrg.online, nrg.online. Email is mike@networkreferralgroup.com. And my cell is 443-756-9656. 443-756-9656. I want to give a special shout out to Julie, my virtual assistant, Michelle Wilson, my vice president out in Texas. And we've got a great team, Leon. You and I go back some 22 years, and you and I have had a great friendship as well. So appreciate you having us again, Leon. Thank you so much.
Great. Thank you. Now, final question, and Mike, we'll start with you on this one. What do we need to do in our country to get rid of all forms of racism, bigotry, everything? What are your thoughts? How do we make this happen? Clearly, you and Ronnie have a great relationship where race isn't a part of it. What do we need to do to make that work in all business relationships, personal relationships, relationships with those in our neighborhood? Give us your thoughts. What would be part of your formula in making that happen? And then Ronnie will come to you.
Couple things. Number one, this video, this interview, Leon Thomas, that you've just done, this needs to go viral. This needs to be shown everywhere. Schools, religious, when kids are young, they need to see the power of Mike and Ronnie. We are a white and a black male who have come together to form an amazing friendship. So I say to you, Leon, we need to get the word out with this. This needs to go across social media. People need to treat each other with respect. I don't care color, race, religion, sex orientation, as you referred earlier. None of that stuff matters. We're all people, and God put us here to get along. I think the idea of war is stupid. I think we should all get along under one banner. And I think it's education. People can be retrained. They can be reprogrammed. For all the negative news that's out there, we can reprogram a lot of that with positive, energetic, uplifting, empowering information. So those would be my 3 steps. And Leon Thomas needs to be a household name across the country.
Wow. Thank you, Mike. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank
You're
you.
welcome, buddy.
Ronnie, what would be in your formula for solving these things that we just mentioned? What do you think?
I also want to follow up Mike. Leon Thomas, that should be a household name. So I agree with him on that too. So again, there's racism all over the world. I think we all have some type. If we look deep within ourselves, we all have some type of flaw within us. And the best thing is to look past color, look past race. At the end of the day, when you turn off the light, we're all the same color. So the main thing is instead of looking for flaws within people, look for the things that we have in common, the common ground, things that we can work on together. Instead of looking for the flaws and the mistakes, because at the end of the day, none of us is perfect. We all have some type of flaw.
Great. Thank you, Ronnie. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Michael, Weiner, Ronnie, Francois, thank you both for being here on Real Thoughts and Conversations and sharing the details of your relationship, how you met, and sharing your thoughts on what we need to do to get rid of all forms of racism and bigotry in our country. Thank you both for being guests on Real Thoughts and Conversation.
Thank you, Leon.
Folks, you just watched an episode of Real Thoughts and Conversation. My name is Leon Thomas. We look forward to seeing you watch the next episode of Real Thoughts and Conversation, where we talk about things that are hot topics, things that some people don't want to talk about. We do it right here on Real Thoughts and Conversation. My name is Leon Thomas. Thanks for watching. Let's talk about it.